Where do I begin? So I want to take the time in this video to really kind of share some of the learnings that I have learned more recently. So as a business, we're growing. It's all positive. We are growing in terms of team. We're growing in terms of revenue. Our clients are growing, which is how we're able to grow as well, which is the most important thing. And with growth comes pain. And I'm in a situation right now where it is a lot of prioritization, not just in terms of business, but you got personal life as well. And it's a lot. And I want to make sure that if there is anything that I can explain to any other business owner that is watching this, and I can help shortcut some of that pain so you can go through the growth and not learn the lessons the hard way, then I want to make sure I do that. First things first, I'm going on a networking dinner. I'll bring the camera. If there's anything useful, I'll make sure to share that as well. And I'll come back here and I'll dissect whatever I found useful to make sure that this video is as valuable as it possibly can be. Just about to walk in, but a very quick one because I'm about 3 minutes away. I remember when I used to be really nervous about going into like a room to network with people that I've never met. And the answer is to just keep fucking doing it, to be honest. Like I've done it that many times now. I'm gonna walk in with this camera, I'm gonna be all loud. And that wasn't me on my first one, but it was a bit more of me on the second and the third and the fourth, and then you get more confident. So if that's stopping you getting to the point, just fucking do it, is my advice. So that instead of me sharing these learnings on a video for you to be able to learn secondhand, you'll have your own valuable conversations and you'll be able to level up in a much quicker way. So yeah, enjoy.
Thank you everyone for coming tonight. We do host this agency dinners in a very casual format in different cities. Right, it's not the first time. We did a couple of ones in London, one in Milan, this is Manchester, the next one's going to be in London again. Then we'll have one in Amsterdam, and hopefully in Dubai.
Yeah.
Where we decide to
we decided already.
So it's a really casual format, but it's just to network, just to get to know each other, and just enjoy food, great conversations, drinks, and just great fun. So thank you so much. And
thank you.
Yeah,
enjoy.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Here with Taha, and I wanted to make sure that I get him on camera and ask him a very important question, because everybody watching this is going to have a business of some sort, whether it's e-commerce and you've got a brand or whether it's an agency. This guy's got both and he's doing well with both of them. So I've asked him the question, if you could only do one, which would it be?
So me personally, it has to be a brand. The only reason is because with an agency, it's very much a lifestyle business, very high cash flow. You can have the lifestyle, do whatever you want. You can enjoy it in the short term. But if your end goal is to exit for a few billions, it's not really feasible with the agency for the most part. But with e-commerce, it's a lot more, say not even a couple of billion, like 100 million, couple of 100 million. It's a lot more feasible with an e-com brand than it is with an agency. But not everyone wants to, make billions. So if it's just the lifestyle that you want, I'd say definitely go agency. You can have up to 80, 90% margins. You can live like a king, all right?
I've not seen it.
You will, hopefully, long enough and you will. But yeah, if you want to, instead of charter the yacht, buy it, then probably e-com brand.
Well, the most common objection to that is going to be, okay, we're talking about hundreds of millions, billions. Do you need money to get started? And people are going to assume that you did the agency first, you got the money, and then you started the brand. Can you do a brand without money to start with, or do you need that investment up front?
You can. Best way to go about it, the way we did it, is start with content, organic content. Through organic content, it obviously is free. You can film it yourself. You can build a customer base before you even have a product in mind, and with that customer base you can then tailor the product specifically to them. And then what you can do is you can start pre-orders. Through the pre-orders you can then have the cash flow to order the stock. Obviously in the meantime you need a bit of money, like you still need to order samples, you need to try and test the product initially. So you can't start with zero, but as close to zero, yeah, you can.
The question is, are you willing to go through the pain of cash flow, of
Yes.
cash flow cycles and logistics,
Yeah.
all of that stuff?
That's another problem.
No pain, no gain, baby.
Exactly. It's what end result do you want? Do you want to make billions? If yes, then you have to go through it. If no, then do not do e-com if you do not want to exit for 100 million. You're much better off having an agency, make 100K a month, 80% margin, even 50% margin. You got 50K a month to play with. You know, you could travel wherever you want, stay in the best hotels, buy whatever watches you want, and that's good enough if that's what you want.
But what about a dropshipping course when you haven't ever done a dropshipping yourself?
I don't know about dropship. I've never dropshipped, so I don't know.
I think you gotta be self-aware though, because like, you know, people look at the end model and how much money they want to make. But if you don't have people skills and you want to create an agency, which is fundamentally servicing people, hiring people, it's gonna set you up for failure regardless of the lifestyle that you want to live. Now, there was a conversation going on to the left of me about businesses, and if you've got multiple, why not focus on the one, which is the highest leverage vehicle? So the brand is your biggest play, that's your baby. Why are you still doing an agency?
So like I told you earlier, the agency is what we live with. So all the money, all the profits from the brand stay in the brand so that it can grow faster. The agency will pay our bills, rent, whatever, travel, whatever it is. Ideally, you want to have both, but if you're a single person, you have to focus on one or the other. Again, just pick what you want, like what your end goal is, and then go down that route. But me, obviously, I got my brother, so very lucky. Shout out Mohammed. So yeah, he takes care of the brand, I take care of the agency, and everything's good.
There you go.
Can I ask a question? If you just want to do it for the money and make billions, why don't you build a SaaS company instead? Because you get higher multiples than the e-com brand.
Yeah, definitely. That is the best option. I don't know anything about SaaS. I never got into it. Eventually, I think I will. I mean, I shouldn't say this, but eventually I'm going to get into oil. So that's the real answer, but that's down the line.
His parents is in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, but no, they're both doctors, so there's nothing there. But in order to do anything you want, that scale, you need billions in order to be even considered. But yeah, SaaS is a good option. I just don't know anything about SaaS.
People will use one business.
He said Libyan Rockefeller.
Libyan Rockefeller, there you go. Called it early. At least you got a plan though, and I feel like use the business that you're doing now to get to the next one, It's leverage at the end of the day.
Exactly.
But don't let step one stop you. Don't let step 100 stop you from doing step one and grinding out and making that business. Cool.
I'd always say another thing. Step one in anything you want to do is make money. Whether you want to become a philanthropist, you want to help people, you want to real estate, oil, land, whatever it is, you need to have money to even be considered. So find the fastest way to make money and then take it away wherever you want to go.
Crypto. Cool.
Eventually.
So I am on the way back from that dinner, and I just wanted to kind of just share a little bit about how I get the most out of any of that kind of event, whether it's a networking dinner, whether it's a mastermind, whatever the fuck, doesn't matter really. I genuinely do believe I've not mastered it or get more out of it than other people, but I think there is a way to do things and get the most out of that situation versus just go there passively and not really speak to anybody other than the person next to you. And to be honest, one of the things that really has worked for me is just be very, very curious about everybody that is in that situation. Like, don't leave a room and not have spoken to every single person, whether they're next to you or not. Make a conscious effort to go over to the other side and just understand who that person is, because you don't know how much somebody can help you or how much somebody else's perspective can help you, or just know that their experience, or it would be impossible for you to know beforehand how meeting somebody could impact your life or your business. But really all it takes is one conversation, and one of the best ways I've found to get that conversation going is just always come at everything from a point of the person that you're speaking to knows more than you do. It doesn't matter if they do or not. It doesn't matter if, you know, you're doing the same service and you've been doing it for longer. I think just always making the assumption that you know the least and you are the least successful, and actually you have the most to learn from everybody else in that room, that is only really going to serve you. Could you imagine going into a room and speaking to all of these different business owners and feeling like you're the biggest fish in there, you make the most money, you know the most, you know, you're going to be having everyone ask you questions instead of you being genuinely curious and understanding how other people can help you. And yeah, genuinely, I think that is the best way to do it, because I've met a lot of people at events that kind of almost immediately try and figure out how much money you make, and if it's less than them, straight away you see their face change, the demeanor changes. They go from, you know, wanting to ask you questions to actually just wanting to know who else you know, so that they can then speak to somebody else and leech off them. And it shouldn't be like that, you know. Always try and provide value, but always try and understand what other people's strengths and experiences are and learn from them. Like I say, it can only serve you. The food was good. The conversations were better. I wanted to just share 3 learnings from the chats that I had with some of the guys. So one is use your unfair advantage. And some of these lessons I already knew, but it's good to revalidate and confirm some of these ideas. Use your unfair advantage, you know, be self-aware and know what your strengths are and what experiences you have, and think about the ways that you can use that unique blend of skills and experiences to help advance you and take you forward. So for example, with my agency, I work with e-com brands, and I used to have an e-com brand myself. That helps when you don't have case studies or testimonials. That was me using my unfair advantage. Now I met a guy called Taha, which was a Muslim guy, and he made a business that sold fitness clothing for females that are also Muslim that want modest wear, which is not what most people are making at the moment. There's a gap in the market. That's him using his unfair advantage and understanding where the gap is and being able to speak to the family members that he has that can speak to the pain points, for example, his sister, and he can make a solution for that exact target demographic. And that's him in a very clever way using his unfair advantage. So that was something that was a big learning of that day and that conversation. One is just to think bigger, right? So I was sat with people. One guy, for example, had scaled 3 agencies to 7 figures, which is no accident, right? To do it once is hard enough, to do it twice is difficult, and then to do it 3 times is unheard of. And just think bigger. You know, being around people that think bigger helps, because you get some of that naturally anyway, just being around those people. But you are gonna go through hard times regardless. So you might as well think big, go through hard times to build a bigger business and a bigger vision and a bigger dream. And that's one of the things that I learned. And on that note, I met a guy that had a team of 45 people. I'm sat here with a team of 10 or a team of 11 and thinking that is difficult in itself. Now, one of the things that I learned from him is the importance of in-person relationships, not just with your existing team, but if you want to hire somebody from another agency, or maybe he's a freelancer or he's got his own business and you want to bring him into your business, building that in-person relationship is how you can make sure that they start to understand what it would be like to work with you, and it makes them so much more likely to want to do that, as opposed to come work with us, we're going to pay you a little bit more, you can work from home and you can have Friday afternoons off. Good to a certain point until somebody offers something slightly better, and now all of a sudden you don't have that loyalty, right? There's no relationship there. So that was one learning from Lee, the guy was called. And then also on the back of that, with your existing team, have those in-person situations that help bring you closer together. You know, I'm not talking about an in-person performance review or anything structured or formal, but go take that person for a dinner. Go and have coffee with that person and just understand what their vision is and help build that relationship, because that really is how you build a team of people that actually are bought into what you're doing, instead of just people that get paid to perform a very certain task. And you never want to be in that boat, because that's not where the innovations come. It's not where leadership comes. It's not where you hire A players and they can start telling you what to do. But instead, if you're just hiring people to do a task for as little pay as possible, that is exactly what you'll get, and you'll get nothing more than that. And for you to build a great business, you need great people. And to have great people, you need to have those relationships. So yeah, quite a lot of learnings. I'm sure there's more, but I don't want to make the video too long. Anyway, hopefully that was useful. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have, like and subscribe. There'll be more videos coming. Peace.